Let's go.
There it is, graphically, up there. I mean, 25 world medals, 19 of those gold, 4 name skills and code of points. We'll have another one if she does it in international competition on vault.
We've got a controversy brewing here with Simone Biles. For those of you who do not know, Simone Biles is one of the best gymnasts that this world has ever seen, let alone the country of the United States. I put her on a Jordan level. This woman is one of the best athletes of all time, bar none. Something that came across my desk was, here is the title, U.S. Gymnasts doesn't know who called Simone Biles a gold medal token. That's unacceptable. A gold medal token. Yes, they call us tokens sometimes. Let's take a look here at this article as you guys enjoy some of her highlights. Simone Biles deserves better from U.S. Gymnastics, still does. The 4-time Olympic champion said after her triumphant comeback at the U.S. Classic earlier this month that someone from the federation had told her at the Tokyo Olympics she was their gold medal token. Already feeling stress from the massive expectations on her, along with the isolation created by COVID restrictions, the suggestion heightened Biles' anxiety. That anxiety, of course, manifested itself in the twisties, causing her to lose her sense of where she was in the air and jeopardizing her physical safety. Unwilling to put herself in harm's way, she withdrew from the team competition and 4 individual event finals before returning for the balance beam final, where she won a bronze medal. As I said again, Simone Biles, I put her on the Jordan level. She's one of the greatest athletes that the world has ever seen. I put her up there on the Jordan level with Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Serena Williams. She is on the level of Michael Jordan. On that Jordan level, that mystical Jordan level. Simone Biles. Not only that, but I put her along in the LeBron James category of greatness. Obviously, LeBron James, an all-time great, NBA leading scorer. I think he's got about 4 or 5 championships now. Just completely doing his thing. One of our best Israelite warriors, as you see there, making it happen. Also, that Israelite Serena Williams, she has just done her thing, cemented herself as probably the best female tennis player of absolute all time, just did things in an amazing way. Simone Biles is on the level of Serena Williams as well, no doubt. So the anxiety, of course, manifested itself in the twisties, as I talked about, which jeopardized her safety. What I do want to say, I want to tell Simone myself, is that she deserves honor. She deserves honor. Our Father in heaven will honor her in eternity, for eternity. All of these misgivings and liberties that they take with Israel, the Father sees them. They're written down by his angels. They're taken up into his throne room. He sees them, and there is a record made of these, okay? And the Father will atone for every single one of these misgivings, these sins against Israel that are being committed. This remark of her being told to her face that she was a gold medal token, and this was told to her by staff on the United States gymnastics staff. This wasn't some other country saying that. They were saying this to her from the United States gymnastics staff. This remark is a microaggression which contributed to the twisties that she got, which endangered her. And then that's why the reason why she withdrew, because there is a connection between the mind and the body. Some have heard of it, some have not. There is a mind-body connection, and that is very important to understand with this situation. Israel is always used and not treated fairly, but she was and has the victory. She is the victor. When you're the best, criticism comes along with it. When you're the best and you're Israel, expect the gates of hell to open against you. For myself, just speaking, giving you guys a little bit of my history for your edification. I was a senior vice president in finance in Beverly Hills for about a decade and a half. Okay, so I've been through that fire. I've been baptized by fire. My story, I was hated because I was simply the best. simply the best. The better you are, the more the hate's going to come upon you. There was a month I had where I made over $50,000 in 1 month. You ever had a $50,000 month? You know how that feels? I had a $50,000 month, and my boss said in front of everyone, all of my colleagues that I work with, other advisors, the boss said he would never help me again. Lots of jealousy, lots of envy, and to see a young black man coming in, doing more and making more than people that had been working there for years, and a lot of them were from the Khazars, and they didn't like seeing that Israelite who follows Christ making it happen on such a high level. For me, my God gave me the victory. I beat them all. I was able to retire and also get out of Babylon, out of the United States, and I thank him every day for that. Simone Biles has already won. The victory is hers, and the thing about our victory, Israel, is that our victory is eternal. It is for eternity. Our victory and rulership will never end. Make sure you remember, Yah saw this. He saw it. He made a note of it, and this will be a diamond in her crown in heaven, in her rulership. This brings me to the first verse that I want to talk about, which is Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be Yah, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. So as the article states here, I was really disappointed to hear LiLi Leung said, who is the president and CEO of USA Gymnastics. Frankly, she says, that was the first I heard of it. We don't know who said that. So I can't tell you whether they're still with us or not. We don't know who said it. But I can tell you that we do not tolerate that behavior, Leung said. Yeah, that's great. We appreciate that. But as Zechariah 11:5 says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, they held themselves not guilty. Nobody has come to have to pay for this. Nobody has been singled out for this, speaking against Simone Biles. I have a couple suggestions for Miss Leung, who is the CEO of USA Gymnastics and the president. I've got an idea. Since you in your position don't seem to know what to do, allow me to impart some of my knowledge upon you. Since you don't have any idea, here's an idea. Do an investigation. Do an investigation. Set a standard of excellence. Also, bring in every staff member, interview them, ask them, tell these people, whoever comes up here and lies, that they will be immediately terminated, and this will follow them on their record for as long as they live. And hold the whole organization and staff accountable. When I played football, Division I, when I played football, San Diego State, what's up, Mount Sac? When I played football, the whole team had to pay. Somebody jumps off sides in practice, the whole team runs. Somebody makes an error, the whole team runs laps. So make the entire organizational staff pay. That's how you create accountability. Also, here's another idea for you, Miss Ling, Miss CEO. Set a new rule that the termination will happen immediately with any acts of racism against the Israelites or against anyone. Shout out to the righteous Gentiles out there. In my community, here on this channel, righteous Gentiles called by the name of Yah are welcome here. We welcome you. Enjoy. Also, Miss Ling, what you can do is make sure that this person's name is broadcasted for their racism and do not hide it. Don't allow these people to hide under the covers of darkness. Back to the article. Yes, but if you don't know who it was, how can you be assured the behavior isn't going to continue or isn't continuing? Exactly. It could still be going on. You just don't know about it. You don't know who did it because you didn't do the investigation. You didn't make the hard decisions and take the hard stance that leaders have to make in positions of leadership. I feel that we have become complacent. I feel that we have become mesmerized by mediocrity to a level that makes us think mediocrity is exceptionalism. It is not. These people in leadership positions do not make the hard choices, and that is what defines a leader, making the hard decisions. Continue with the article. And if it wasn't important enough for Leung to find out who was crass enough to say that to Biles, instead of the word crass, we'll put racist in. And if it wasn't important enough for Leung to find out who was racist enough to say that to Biles, can you really insist, as Leung often does, that U.S. Gymnastics has turned a corner on the indifference that caused harm to so many athletes in the past, Biles included. If this truly is a warmer, fuzzier USA Gymnastics, one where athletes feel free to advocate for themselves without fear of repercussion, how did Leung not know someone in the organization was seeing and treating Biles like a meal ticket? They've always treated us like a meal ticket. Right when we got off the slave ship, even before the slave ship, we've always been used by Edom and by Babylon. But, as I said, the Father has taken notes, and he will make an eternal retribution, and that is why, one of the reasons why, our rulership in heaven shall be, and shall be forever. If athletes come first, as Leung pledged Wednesday, there can be no bigger priority than making sure they're not being treated like commodities. They're only worth coming from their results and the prizes they bring. I apologize to Simone that she had to endure that kind of treatment while on site in Tokyo, Leung said. Well, it's a consolation that you apologize to her, but it's always better that the person that perpetrates apologizes. I've had to do those tough things. When I've wronged people, I've had to come to say to them, I was wrong. I did this against you and I was wrong. And I'll tell you what, it was tough. It was embarrassing. I've had to do things like that in a room full of people, in a room full of professionals. It's not easy. But when you come out of the other side, you come out of the other side better of it. And the Father sees that and smiles down upon you and upon me for that. Back to the article. That's nice, but it's not enough. It's possible Leung does not know who the person was, but is limited for whatever reason in how much she can say. Oh, really? Not as the CEO in U.S. Gymnastics. You're the CEO. You're not limited. You shouldn't be. She doesn't have to name names. Yes, she does have to name names. Names need to be names. That's the problem why you have this type of stuff going on, because there's no accountability. Biles needed to say something that showed she and the U.S. Gymnastics recognized how the toxic the environment have been for someone to think it was okay to tell Biles that. Obviously, there is a culture of racism which allows a person to come out and say these things directly to one of the greatest athletes we have ever seen. With the new leadership in place, they understand saying things like that is unacceptable to our athletes, Leung said. We make that clear. That obviously is incorrect because they said it and you're the new leader in the position as CEO and they did it on your watch. So obviously that is not correct and there needs to be changes made within the organization. Again, that's nice, but it's not enough. USA Gymnastics is not yet a place where it can be given the benefit of the doubt. Athletes and the public need to know athlete safety and well-being come before everything else. And saying, we don't know who told Biles she was supposed to be a medal machine suggests U.S. Gymnastics simply didn't care enough to find out that it didn't think it was that big of a deal. Absolutely. I think going into Tokyo, I really was doing it for me. And then there were all those outside noises and everybody telling me, you're our gold medal token and all of that stuff. And that's from our inside team. That came from the people that are supposed to be caring for her. Biles said after the Classic, that was really tough. Absolutely it was. We've all gone through it, and you're going to make it. You're going to win. You're going to come out the other side. There is no question USA Gymnastics has made strides in changing its culture. I think it's turning around, Biles said. Biles said, but to fix your flaws, you have to know what they are and who is responsible for them. Absolutely. This brings me to another Bible verse, Matthew 5:10-12. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Simone Biles, the persecution that you've endured just because you're better than everybody, because you're super, because you are an Israelite, probably from the tribe of Judah, that created that envy and hate in them. But rest assured, the kingdom of heaven shall be yours if you follow Christ and Yahweh. Verse 11, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. That's exactly what happened here. Simone, they revile you and they persecute you for the sake of Christ. You, when they see you, they see Christ. Verse 12, rejoice and be exceedingly glad. Rejoice, Simone, for great is your reward in heaven. Absolutely. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. This is just in line with what has happened to us as Israelites for breaking Christ's word. Deuteronomy 28:16. Actually, verse 15 talks about how we will receive the curses if we break the law because we're under a covenant with Christ, being the Israelites. Deuteronomy 28:16, cursed shalt thou be in the city and cursed shalt thou be in the field. So this article, this situation with Simone Biles being called a gold medal token is an example of us continuously being cursed in the city. But that's okay. Time is running out. Christ is coming back sooner than you'll even believe. Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them who are called according to his purpose. So this will work out for good. What happened here to you will work out for good. It will work out for good of the other tribes in Israel when our greatness shows out above everyone else. This will work together for good for them as well for yourself, Simone. So I want to end this on a positive note. The greatness of Simone Biles needs to be acknowledged right now. We need to give this woman her flowers right now. She is one of the best athletes, the best gymnast that we've ever seen. Myself, as a former athlete, I put her on that Jordan level of excellence. I'm sure Michael Jordan will put her on that Jordan level of excellence. She's one of the greatest athletes of all times. And I want to say all praises to Yahweh, praises to his son Yahweh Shai, Christ, and to the Rock Kodesh, the Holy Spirit. We thank her for her wisdom and her knowledge and her guidance that she bestows upon us. Make sure you leave a comment and subscribe. Be heard. The community needs your comments. The community needs to hear from you. We all need to be each other's support. This is Crown Prince Media. I am the Crown Prince. Let's go.